Well, my name is Phil Prendergast. I'm an MEP for Munster. I would like to wish the very best of success to Kerry One World Centre. I'm delighted to have been here this morning, and I have to say there's nothing but positive energy, and I've been delighted to be part of it. My two committees in Europe are it's the Agricultural Committee and the Internal Market and Consumer Affairs. Now, the Internal Market and Consumer Affairs is a huge committee, and it deals with many issues, down from the charges that you're charged for roaming, in terms of professional qualifications directive, in terms of the costs of air travel and whether the countries can impede the amount of luggage you can bring, to, it's so wide and it's so varied. But at the end of all of that, it's the consumer and the benefit of the consumer, and the fact that we have an open market, and anything that we are doing in Europe should have a positive benefit for the consumers.
Kerry One World Centre is focused on development education and global issues, raising awareness about the global issues. How these issues can be linked with your committees, with agriculture and market or fair?
Well, look, I think that there's an awareness in a matter of whether, if we're doing global issues, agriculture and agricultural awareness, policies and models that work well in Ireland may translate. What's the saying? If you can feed somebody a fish, but if you teach them how to fish, you feed them for more than one meal. You can feed them; they can feed themselves. You teach skills that can be translated and transferred. Giving people the powers of literacy is hugely important. Anything that develops self-awareness, anything that develops and educates some person that can make their lives and their contribution to this life better is a very positive thing. When I see One World here in Tralee, and the work and the presentations I've been part of this morning, it's informative. I think the story of your success in this model that has been developed and is meeting the needs and giving it this positive awareness to global issues should be told to all the local representatives and to the key players within the community. People should know what you're about, and it gives an opportunity when, I suppose, you're telling a story to somebody like me who's not been in the service before or in your centre before. Let your story be told to your local community who may not have a full awareness of what it is you're about. I feel that the quality of the presentations was very, very high standard, and I learned a lot listening to your projects and the literacy programme and the different schools, educating the teachers in the local schools where that dissipates into the community and into their schools, and the different learning projects that you're involved with. Hugely positive, hugely important. I think the awareness of what it is that's going on here needs to be spread wider, as I've said. And I wish you every success ongoing with this project. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. If there's an awareness that the development goals now, which in 2015, there's a refocusing of the agenda. The Irish government, we are holding the presidency of the European Union for the first 6 months of next year. There will be a huge range of focus on Ireland and all the activities associated with our being part of Europe. We will have European elections in 2014. It's going to be very, very important that all the people that represent the people here in Ireland, that they're very aware of the different projects that are going on, that link Europe to Ireland, that the positive effects of European funding, that's having a very positive, good and local effect, that has a very important, if you like, a merging of the strands of all of Europe, where people come to this country, where there's exchange programs, where people can learn, can develop their goals, can educate people from another country, give an added dimension. I think it's so important, and I'm really, really delighted to have been part of this today.